He said to himself, I'm going all in. I'm just putting school aside, every plans that I have. And that's the person he is. When he wants something, he goes for it and hope for the best. Just giving it all.
I'm from Ballerup here, close to Copenhagen, just outside Copenhagen. I've been living here my whole life with my mom and dad and brother and sister.
What was he like? He was always playing, mostly outside. He was just like a normal little guy, I think. I'm not sure he was that quite fond of school.
School's not right our thing, I would say. We are more like with our hands, like to use our hands. So he chose Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike was just like a casual game for me, like a hobby, and I've always been pretty good like at playing computer, PC, whatever game it is. I've always found a way to be good in it. Like I did play 1.6, but I played like a cracked version of it, like 2005-06, somewhere like that. And then I actually liked playing Counter-Strike, like the 1.6, and then I got Counter-Strike Source at a birthday from my grandparents. So that's pretty much where it started.
I think that they have a better opportunity at early age with computers and all that. We are there when they are playing it at first, explaining to them that this is just a game and let them play early age. I would say that is the recipe. Start early and have guidance.
Early on, it was like 2 hours a day I could play, and then I started playing 3 hours because why not? And then it took on from there.
Of course, every parent will be concerned, I think, if they start to sit a long time at the computer. I think that's normal to be concerned about.
Like I did have a couple jobs like while playing Counter-Strike, like a labor job I had in like the winter season as well. So like I've always had a job. I've always been working, earning money and stuff. So it's not like I don't know how a normal life is because of Counter-Strike.
I have been in his room many times telling him you have to find out what you want to do with your life. You cannot live or go by living from this.
I was working on being a car mechanic. In Denmark, you need like 6 months of school to start like the car mechanic, and I finished that whole like the school part, and then I needed like to be like an apprentice at a shop somewhere, and nobody would hire me because I was too young.
He didn't have a driver's license, and so he couldn't become that at that age. But if we had turned out to get to be an auto mechanic, he would not have been where he is now.
My whole career started in Face It. I met a guy who asked if I wanted to join a team, and then it took on from there. I got better, and another team wanted me, and then everything kind of like started from there.
I think when he came and said, I'm going to China with eFuture, he was 19 hours, just like, what? To China? How long? Who's going to be with you? But he just said, that's what I'm going to do. And they did. And then he went on to North Academy after that. And then we started thinking, okay, so he might have a chance. So go for it.
There's acoR though, finding Pronax, taking him down, gets a second one, and Schneider, he's also gonna go down.
Ooh, what a dude. That was filthy. Seconds on the clock. And that could be a money grenade right there. Damage done. And a triple already for acoR. Oh, what a shot.
So when he came up as a rising talent, a lot of people probably thought he's going to be a flash in the pan like that. But I would actually say he's one of the rare people who manages to combine the benefits of both ends of the spectrum, where he fires very, very quickly. He doesn't do a lot of conservative play, but his hit rate is very high. And that isn't typically whatever causes him problems, the firing speed. So as a result, he's basically been able to go from being like an up-and-coming player to pretty much just skipping to almost the top of his field already, even though his team actually isn't at that level proportionally.
Confidence is a really big part of Counter-Strike. You play against a really good player, like a player that you've been looking up to for years, and you've been watching him play or another team play, and then you actually play against them one time and you do good or you do decent, you do better than your own expectation. That's gonna gain you a lot of confidence and belief that you can actually do it.
He's not nervous. He's just in the game. We're just here. We cannot do anything. We just have to just watch.
We sit here at this table, turn the TV, and while he's playing some tournament and all the families follow him here, we do everything we can to support him and do our best so that he can be at his best.
We're proud of him, of course, but it's strange. It's just a strange thing watching him on TV.
Mad Lions obviously coming into Flashpoint as the highest seeded team here in this tournament series, but they really struggled and ended up being taken out by Havu.
I'm looking for acoR to go off. I'm expecting him to have tons of impact on this new game. We're just saying a lot because I don't think he's shown up yet in this series, so he has to have a big match. Same thing for Bubsky. Those two players, their star players, need to have impact on dude.
Himself and gets shut down by Dapper. Now acoR comes charging in with the AWP, but don't forget, this is what he's very good at. And he'll pick up one kill, ready for the second one. He takes down PTR, jumping down. There could have easily been someone there. This is one of the reasons why he is such a mad player. He's actually hunting him post-range. He got that shot, and he'll follow it up. What a madman! 20 seconds, they flash him the single time. He really wants someone to go for the peak. There's one kill, he goes for it again. I don't think he knows, he didn't see it at all. Now he has to go for the straight plant here. 10 seconds left and he's got to hold it down. Sorry moving up close and he's a bullet away from death. They don't know that though. acoR not scrubbed and he's still going to win it. A nice double kill and a close round here that will go in the favor of Mad Lions.
Obviously a huge upside was acoR dominating these two maps.
Just for a moment, it's going to slow things down. They'll go straight through the smoke here. acoR's on the other end of it. They can trade him maybe with the AWP, but they can't punish him.
Is this result so far for Mad Lions? Is this going according? Did we expect them to make the grand finals at the beginning of this tournament?
We had a goal of making the playoffs, and that was about it. That was like with 0 days of practice before going to a really big tournament, but ended up winning it all somehow. So.
This is a 12-1 run in the second half for Mad Lions to get here, including 8-0, 8-0 run. MIBR is stumped. They have no answers.
He can't swing for it here. They do line up for it. Oh, and it's a $500,000 comeback for Mad Lions on Train. Outrageous.
They deserve every bit of this victory. What a championship for Mad Lions in Season 1.
It's really just no surprise, actually, that acoR was a mechanic or potentially was going to be one if this esports career didn't work out, because he, more than any player, just seems to fit and recognize his role in the machine that is Mad Lions. The way that he fits in and just doesn't play outside of himself.
He was more of a, I don't want to say a shy player, but he just did his job, and he did it well.
I feel like it's like a team game. You need to look at it like for a team's perspective, not just your own.
You never watch him and you think, this guy messed up because he wanted to make a highlight reel. No, it's usually just him playing his role to the utmost ability and fitting into that space exactly what you want. So he's not always going to be a fan favorite because he doesn't get those top 10 plays. He doesn't always get the top 5 plays. He's that kind of guy that gets 1-2 kills here and there, just always kind of getting the ones that he's supposed to get, not really always exceeding expectations, but just meeting them, and sometimes he'll surprise you with a highlight round here or there.
acoR playing a retake with an op at the A bomb site, but there's going to be so much utility and smoke. How does he expect to have any kind of an impact? Look at that smoke wall. He can see nothing. Has to be over aggressive, and he gets a kill out of it. One more for acoR, jumping on the box. I take it all back.
He's so hard to stop when he's in this mood. Gonna try and see if he could do it again. He's not afraid. Jumping up, one more kill, and that's the ace. Absolutely disgusting.
What I did before was I was full sacrifice for the team. Everything I did was just to make the team win. To actually be a player in my position now on this team, I can't sacrifice as much as I did before. Mostly because of my role, like as an AWPer, you need to be out on the front. You need to take chances, and most of the times it's my teammates who has to sacrifice for me. So it's a big turnaround for me, like being the guy who has teammates that actually sacrifices for me.
maybe he can view it as now this is his opportunity to be a little more selfish, to have the squad kind of revolve around him a little bit more.
I mean, our goal is to definitely show the world that we can actually compete at a higher level. I don't care about the pressure, really. It's just as long as I do all I can or do the best I can, then I have done my job.